Okay, awesome. So now I would like to ask for two volunteers. Anyone who is anyone brave enough to demonstrate what they've done from last week. Yep, Rishab. There's one from Rishab. Um, I'll ask Rishab to demonstrate, and then hopefully that'll inspire you to demonstrate. Also, Rishab and Flynn. Awesome. Okay, Rishab, do you want to demonstrate? Okay. I'm just waiting for you to get ready. Flynn, can you also get your thing ready as well for you to demonstrate? Okay. Can you unmute so we can see?
Okay. So I just need to turn on my robot.
Yep, sure.
I don't know if it's worked because of the wire problem, but it should work.
Oh, maybe the Legos.
It's working. So
yeah.
I actually programmed it. So if you speak, it just moves.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so when you speak, it moves. So I think it's basically when it makes sound. When you make sounds and stuff, it moves. So did you use clap hand or? Oh. Yep.
Yeah, I just like when record sound.
Oh, okay. So when we record sound, okay, that's pretty unique. Awesome. No, good job. Looks really good, Risha.
Thank you.
Looks really good. Pretty good work. Awesome. Now, okay. So Flynn, let's see what you've done.
Just say, I just. He just wanted to show you his Lego creation. Sorry.
No, it looks really good. Okay, no, that's a really smart Lego creation. Yeah, so if you want make things more fun, like what Flynn and Richard did, just add some Legos just to make it your own personal thing as well. Awesome. Thank you very much. I'm just gonna now. Yep, awesome. Thank you very much for demonstrating. Okay, we have. Let's see who else is. No, awesome. Does anyone else want to demonstrate before we move on to the last Scratch class before we do Python? No. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so you probably know. Just go to this website here. Actually, Anna. Yep. What's up?
I missed another 3 class. I missed the previous 3 classes.
Okay, then if you missed the previous 3 classes, you can feel free to watch along, and then after watching along to this class, you can watch the previous classes on YouTube, so you can be you can be caught up with everyone. So yeah, so if there's many things that you don't understand, that's completely fine. If you don't understand, then just watch the previous classes, but feel free to stay along and watch this current class. If you have any questions about setting up and stuff, you can see in the previous videos.
Is there any link for the YouTube videos?
That should be okay. So the Brilliant Kids admin will send it to you, and then you should be.
Yeah, we should already send for all the participants in this class. We already sent an email. Tell your parent to check the email.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Anna. Thank you very much. Okay, so perfect. So does everyone have the link? I'm just gonna, okay, so everyone go on this link here. It'll bring you to the Ed Scratch page. I'm gonna share my screen as well. Just let me just quickly set this up. Make it a little bit bigger. Okay, so you should be able to see my screen a little bit. When you open up the link, you should see Launch Ed Scratch. Just press Launch Ed Scratch, and I'll share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen or not. Let me just quickly do this. Okay, can you all see my screen? Thumbs up, you can see my screen. Yeah, perfect, awesome. Okay, so now we're just waiting for the page to load. Okay, so this will be the last class we'll do on Ed Scratch before we move to Ed Python. So yeah, so please pay attention to this this would be a very important concept which will help you learn how to use EdPy. So first things first, how do you, okay, I'm probably gonna, this is going to be, what's it called? This is going to be a revision of what we've done previously, but how do we, what's it called? Make things repeat multiple times. So for example, if you want your car, okay, yeah, Flynn, Flynn, do you want to explain?
Go into control and put forever.
Okay, forever, nice, awesome, thank you, Flynn. Yep, great job, great answer, Flynn. So that's a good way to repeat forever. But how do you make it repeat a certain number of times? Yep, Zayn, how do you do that?
You can do it by doing repeat.
Yep. Okay,
Or
so you do.
repeat until.
Okay, well, let's just do repeat. Okay, so we repeat 10 times. Awesome. So now let's just maybe have it like maybe what we can do is make it drive forward, spin, maybe drive forward 20 times, so for 10 centimeters. Actually, I'm just gonna make it simpler. We're gonna make it beep. We're gonna make it beep. So we will do a beep. Okay, so next question is how do I make it wait between beeps? Because the thing is, if I play this, it's gonna do beep like 10 times, but really, really fast. No time in between. How do I add delay? Yep, Zen. Okay, Zen, so you raise your hand again. Yep.
You can do it by going into control and the first one, wait.
Yep, okay, wait. Yep, sure, let's do that. Awesome. Okay, so thank you, Zane. Does anyone else want to explain what this program will do? Does anyone want to explain or take a guess what this program will do? Yep, Vishal. Okay, yep, Vishal, I can see you raise your hand.
Yeah, so I think so the Edison will actually beep 10 times, but it actually wait 1 second between every beep.
Yep, awesome. Thank you very much. Yep, that's the correct answer. I'll ask some more questions. So if you missed out, you can catch up in this subsequent lots of questions. Okay. What you need to do is turn on your Edison program, your robot itself. The button should be in the bottom here. Then what you do now is top right corner, press program Edison. And then, yeah, when you, by the way, for people who are new, if you connect the cable to the computer, you will not be able to hear me. Just letting you know that. So yeah, so I will explain first, and then after explaining, I'll give you a chance to do it on your own and connect the cable on your computer. So step 1, you connect the cable to your computer. Step 2, make sure your volume is close to the maximum or maximum, like a high volume. And then press the round button here. You should see 2 lights on. Press program Edison. Sorry about that. And then pretty much what we'll do is it will play and beep 10 times. Yep, so now it pretty much ran 10 times. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Awesome. Okay, so I'll let you all just program this so you can revise what we have done.
They cannot demonstrate.
Can I demonstrate?
Nice, awesome, good job, great job. Awesome. Okay, so now let's let us now try to what's called how do I say this, randomizers. So maybe we want to make things fun, we want to spice things up a little bit, we want to make things more interesting, so we can randomize it. So I'll teach you a way to randomize how many times this function is being called. So what we do is we will drag this here, random number between 1 and 10. So you'll pretty much pick any number between 1 and 10. Okay. Wait, so let me just take this out. Okay, so I'm just going to set this up. Okay, so now programming this device. Now, okay, so to make this fun, who wants to take a guess how many times this will run? You can type in the chat how many times you think you'll run. Does anyone know a guess? You can guess between 1 and 10. Yep, so Kieran mentioned 5, 8, 7, 8. Anna says 8. Okay, any more guesses? Any more guesses before we start? Okay, so now I'm going to run this. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it ran 10 times. Okay, so that's interesting. So yeah, it ran 10 times. So now if I okay, so a lot of people. Okay, yeah, some people got different numbers. Zane got 7. If I try this again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. It only ran 4 times this time. Yeah, it is a chance. The computer generates a random number. Okay. So, okay. So now, well, I want you to try yourself, and then try to demonstrate this, and just tell me how many times it ran for your end. I'll be quickly back. I'll be back in like 1 minute. Just hang in there. Just program it on your end, and then have this ready when I come back. Okay, I'm back. So Zane, do you want to run your program and count how many times it ran?
No, I actually kind of changed my program.
Okay.
I instead of doing 1 in 10, I did 100 and 1 in 100.
Okay, so okay. So we'll probably run for, if it's a high number, it will probably run forever.
Okay. Let me play.
Yeah, you'll keep running. You'll pretty much go on forever by the time we finish that. It will,
Yeah.
it's like around 11, 12.
I've been counting. I went so far till 51, but then I stopped counting.
So it still kept going. So yeah. All right. Awesome. Thank you, Zan. Kieran, do you want to demonstrate now?
So
Yep. Do you want to demonstrate? Oh, nice. I'm loving the Lego installation. Nice. Awesome. Okay. So can you okay, I can, is this set up now? Okay, now let's see you run. I can hear very faintly, but I can hear it. Can you tell me how many times it ran?
5.
Nice, awesome. Good job, Kieran. Pretty impressive indeed. Awesome. Now, Caden. Caden and Anna will move on to the next part.
This
Yep.
is what I did.
Yep. 2. So 3. Okay, so it ran 3 times. Awesome. That's pretty impressive. It pretty much ran 1 to 10 times. No, 1 to 10 times. So 3 is between 1 and 10. Nice. Awesome. Good job, Caden. Okay, Anna. Three, 4. Nice, awesome. How many times did you do that? Because I couldn't hear some of the
10.
10. Awesome. No, pretty good. Pretty good job. So you got the high end. Awesome. Good job, Anna. I'm glad that you caught up at least how to set up the Edison robot and stuff. So no, good job. Thank you very much, Anna. Vishal?
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Do you know the maximum? Instead of 10, can you put like any number beyond like 5 zeros or something?
Yeah, I believe you can. I believe you can, yeah. But you'll probably go on forever. You should be able to do it forever. But I think there's a max number. This is like 24 something trillion something. I can't remember exactly. There was this maximum value.
Or
Was some number.
is it like no limit?
I think there shouldn't be any limit, but like it'll probably take a long time for you to reach that up to that number. Just letting you know.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it should be there shouldn't be any limit, or there should be a very high limit that you wouldn't even want to test to see if it's true. Okay, so Ryan, and we'll move on.
My Edison keeps failing to program.
Have you programmed?
Excuse me, I didn't hear that.
Have you programmed Edison before?
Yes.
Okay, so what I want you to do, is just maybe change your batteries and see if that helps.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so now we are going to the next part. It will be very, very important. This will help you up with the EdPython's part, so please pay attention to this section. This is very important. Okay, so you see like how you can choose how many times it repeats. 10 times here, right? Can you all see that? Yep, awesome. So now we can find a way to like instead of having to like, this is very limited. So for example, if we repeat this 10 times, and then if we, what's it called, add a program here that allows you to spin, maybe like spin the Edison program full speed, 360, 10 times. So I'm just going to quickly explain to you, just demonstrate this program on its own. And I'll probably make it do the same thing as well. You spin, but this time you spin right. So you spin left 10 times, and then you spin right 10 times. Here, I'm just going to quickly program this and show you the program itself. The next part will be very important, so please pay attention to this. So the Edison program will beep 10 times. It will spin 10 times to the left. And then it will spin right 10 times. Okay. The thing is now, if I want to change everything to 5 times, beep 5 times, spin 5 times to the left 5 times, and spin to the right 5 times, what will be the annoying part if I am trying to do this? Does anyone have any insights? So like, if I to change this, I have to change this all 5 times to 5 times. Or if I want to make it spin only like 7 times, I spin 7 times, I spin 7 times, I spin 7 times. What will be the annoying part? Like if I want to change like everything, change the number of times it repeats. Yep, Anna, do you want to explain?
You keep on have to change the thing.
Okay, you have to change everything, right? Multiple times. Yep, awesome. Thank you very much, Anna. So for example, good point. The thing is like if I have like say hundreds of these repeats or something like that, and then like say if I want to change everything to 4 times, what's the issue with this code here? Does anyone want to give a shot of what the issue with this code will be? I want to change everything to 4 times. Like, okay, Zain, do you want to explain?
I want to tell you something. Whenever I'm trying to like see over here, I'm putting it in, but this way when I'm doing it like diagonal, not like horizontal, in these 2 holes instead of the other hole, it still works. See?
Oh, okay. Well, you mean the diagonal hole, right?
Yeah, the holes work.
Okay. Did you pick up the front one, right? The front pump? I think as long as you put it into one, it should be fine. But like, I think this is a backup system or something like that. Who knows? But it's a interesting way of getting it done. So yeah, as long as they can have at least one to like play the sound for it to register. So yeah. All right. Thank you, Zai, for your observation. Does anyone know what the issue will be if I run it like this? Does anyone know what the issue will be? Okay. Yep. Okay. Edison expert. Yep.
So I think I know. I think it's because the repeat block is on a repeat block, and it like doesn't do much.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. Thank you for your observation, Michelle. Okay, so the thing is like, why it could be an issue is like I want to change everything 4 times. but there's just so many things. I forgot to change the last number 4 here. So one way to mitigate that is using this amazing thing called variables. So on the top here, it should be on the data. You can make a variable, and then you can name it count. Okay, so why it is very useful is you can set count to, for example, 4 times, and then I can repeat this 4 times. So I only have to use this only once. If I want to change all of the repeats, I only have to change one thing instead of having to do everything individually. Instead of having to like type 10 and 10 and 10, what I can do is I can use count here and only change it 1 time to 10. Or if I can change it to 4, you run all this particular block of code 4 times. Or if I want to run it 20 times, you'll pretty much do for everything. Because of a store variable here, that pretty much keep track of whatever value is assigned to that. I forgot what's your son's name again? I saw Marie Miller, but what's your actual name again?
Marie Miller is actually gone out of the class, and now it's just Johnny Miller.
Johnny, okay, Johnny, yeah. Okay.
So what I want to say is, so I don't really know how to spell stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I can, so could you just not move so I can copy the word count from the count over on your screen, please?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we're using this. This is how it's spelled. I'm going to copy and paste it in the chat.
See?
You're going to put it in the chat if you need to find it in the chat.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. So I'll just press chat.
Awesome. Okay, so thank you, Johnny. Okay, so now the thing is, now I want to run everything just twice. I do 2. So let me just demonstrate this. Let me run this program. Yeah. Okay, so now if I try this, you run everything twice. So you beep twice, then it will spin left twice, and it will spin right twice. Does anyone see why we like to use the variable instead of like individually, like putting like all of this in? Does anyone see the advantage? So for example, if I want to change it to 3, 3, 3, but it just takes a lot of effort. So I can only change it 1 time here. Anna, do you want to explain?
So you don't have to keep on writing the number. It's easy. You just put count in.
Yep. So you can do that 1 time. You can do it 1 time. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you very much, Anna. Yep, Johnny.
I think I forgot to lower my hand from last time. Okay.
That's all good. All good, Johnny. Okay. Zayn.
Could you move the count blocks because I didn't have enough time to copy it down.
It's in the chat. Yeah. This is how you spell count.
No, I don't mean count. You know where the count, repeat count and then repeat count. Could you move the count from there? But I missed out.
So basically, you have to make a variable, right?
No. Yes.
You just move it to here.
Yes, but then you will have to remove it afterwards to change the number.
The thing is, you don't have to do that, because the thing is, like, you don't have to do that because the number is already set for you, you know?
Yeah, but I didn't write down the numbers from earlier. I forgot to.
Okay, so what you do is the thing is, you don't have to write down the numbers inside here. Count does it for you. So for example, if you want to repeat everything 5 times, you set count to number 5, and then this count will be number 5. This count will be number 5. So here and here, they will be the exact same thing. Because of this, it pretty much allows the repeat to be 5 times. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Stan. Okay, awesome. So now let's just do something else. Okay, so how do I make this run a random amount of time? So like a random number between 1 and 10. So how do I make this like run any random number? Like repeat any random number of time? Does anyone, this is a harder question. Does anyone want to give it a shot? Yep, Kieran.
So you put the random number between 1 and 10 where the 5 is at the set count 2.
Yep, perfect, awesome. Thank you, Kieran. Awesome. Okay, so the thing is now, we don't know how many times it will beat for. We don't know how many times it will spin for. So let's find out together what it actually is. And then I will give you a few minutes to try doing it on your end as well. I'm just going to repeat because we get the point of why we use this instead. So I am going to run this and then let you all try to do this on your end. Yep. Awesome. So now I'm gonna run this. So it's gonna beep. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then it beeps 3 times and spins 3 times. So yeah. So it sets a value and it will use that value throughout. So yeah, I'll give you a few minutes to get it done. If you can't remember how to make a variable, you change it here. You can make a variable here. You can also rename it here as well. You can rename it or delete it here. But let's just keep this for the time being. This part is slightly more challenging. So if you can understand this, then you are really, you are getting really far with your coding journey. If you don't get it, that is fine. But if you do get this, then you are really, really brilliant. Slowly, very brilliant at this. Okay, if you're done, please raise your hand and you can demonstrate to the class. Yep. Okay. Zain and then Kira.
Okay.
Yeah,
One
Kira.
minute. I think I might have forgotten to program it again. I pressed
Okay.
something wrong.
Okay. Okay. You can demonstrate for the next demonstration later on.
I got it ready.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. Can you turn the camera on? Okay. Yep. Nice. It only how many times spin?
I really didn't got 1 minute.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't hear it.
Two.
Nice.
First,
Awesome. Good job, Zane.
thanks.
Okay, so now I'm just going to only have enough time for Kieran and Kaden. Anna and Kelvin, you can demonstrate next time if you raise your hand. Okay, awesome. Okay, so Kieran and Kaden, and we'll move on.
I'm the only one who got that. I'll help you with it.
Yep, awesome. So each 6 time and then ran 6 time. Awesome. Good job, Kieran. Okay, last is Kaden, and then we can move on. Kelvin and Anna and Flynn, you can demonstrate next time when we do the next activity. So Kaden, lucky last. Yep. Okay. Can you turn off your camera? It's a bit hard. Like turn off your background because it's a bit hard to see.
It says this off. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you very much, Kaden. Looks really good. We ran a few times and also beat the same as well. So it's pretty good. Good job, Kaden. Okay. So now, okay, Kelvin and Flynn, I'll give you a chance to demonstrate later on as well. But now, what we were gonna do is we are going to do something different. We're gonna make things run a particular number of times. We use conditions that we've done from last time. So what we can do is maybe first of all set the count to 0. We set the count to 0 here. Yep, Kelvin, I can see you running. It's really good. Thank you very much. But I'm just going to continue on with this next section here. So now what we're going to do is we are going to make the Edison program pretty much repeat a program until a condition is met. So what we're going to do is we are going to pretty much run the Edison program until count is equals to maybe count is equals to 10. But the thing is, it will always run. So okay. So let me just quickly let me just quickly take this down. We are going to make it spin left for maybe 360 degrees. So 360 degrees at speed 10. We're going to repeat until, say, the count is equals to 10. But the issue is, what's the issue behind this? Actually, I'll ask Kelvin, do you want to explain what will be the issue if I try to run this program? Given the fact that we set count to 0.
Like if it count.
Do you think it will run forever, or do you think it will stop eventually?
I think it will stop.
Okay, that's an interesting insight. Okay, awesome. Thank you for your input, Kelvin. I'll tell you the answer later on. Flynn, do you want to have a shot whether this will run forever or this will stop?
It'll stop.
I think it will stop at one time.
Yes, it will stop at one point. Kelvin and Flynn will be correct on that. It will stop at one point. It will stop when the batteries run out, or you turn it off. But it will run forever. Do you want to, okay? Vishal can explain why.
No, I didn't want to explain, but I actually thought it was like gonna stop because it says like count only for 10. But since it's going, I understand that since it's going 360 degrees, it's gonna go in a circle anyway.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Okay, I'll explain what the final answer is. So, okay, so the thing is, okay, actually, Ryan, maybe before we run this, Ryan,
Edison just keeps stopping after a few circles.
after a few circles, did you program this, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you why it will keep. Okay, let me just program this and see why it will stop after a few times. But realistically, because count is set as 0, whenever you run a program, it will always, because it will not reach a condition here. If you set the condition, if you set count to 10, it will check if count is equals to 10. If count is equals to 10, it will stop. But the thing is now, what we're going to do is we are going to increment. So we're going to increment by 1. So increment is adding 1. So for example, if we start in 0, when you'll pretty much run this loop, you run this command here, you check if count is equals to 10. It is not equal to 10. You run this program and you increment. Increment means adding 1. So you run the program again, you spin, and then it will increment by 1, which means you're adding 1. So then you run the program again, then it will add 1. So 2 plus 1 equals to 3. And then you will run the program with 4, and then 5, and 6, and 7, then 8, then 9, and then you run this program one more time. You spin. So first of all, you check if count is equals to 10. Is count equals to 10 at this point? Yes or no? You can say yes or no. Is count equals to 10? You can just say yes or no. Yep. I can see some of you saying no. And then it will run this program. You add 1. You will make it 10. And then basically this will check if count is equals to 10. Is the count equals to 10 now? Yes or no? Yep, awesome. Rishabh said yes. After that, you'll check if count is equals to 10, then it will not run this loop. You will end the program right here. So I'm just going to demonstrate and see what happens when you try to run this. This will be very important because when we get to Python, this will be very important to keep a track of. So I'm just going to program this and then I'll get you to demonstrate to try on your own. And yeah, I'll get you to try on your own, and I'll answer some questions along the way. Yeah, so see what happens. It should spin 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then it stops after 10. The thing is, count is at 0, so I'll just do it one more time. Count is at 0. Well, shit, where's that? Count is at 0. Then count is at 1. Count is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it will pretty much run. It's like a special way of running 10 times. So it's like another way, a more fancier way of doing this. This is a more fancy way of doing this. So we'll check if it's on 10 times. So yeah. Zain? Okay, so can you all try to do this on your end? And then,
I'm trying to do it, but it doesn't work for me.
okay, what's the issue for you?
See. It's like not turning for me.
What was your code like? Did you set the count to 0?
Yes.
Okay, what else? Did you set count equals to 10?
Yes.
Do you add the increment count?
Oh, I forgot the increasement probably.
Exactly, yeah. You have to add that to make sure.
How do you add the increasement?
Huh? Oh, increment. It is here. You add it below here.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, Ryan and Flynn.
Oh, should work.
I think my Edison has a faulty switch because it keeps making the sound when it turns on.
Second.
I think my Edison might have a faulty switch.
That might be the case.
Because
Maybe
every
turn
time
off.
it spins, it keeps putting on the turning on sound.
Can you try again? Okay, it looks like it's working though. No, it looks like it works. So you're on mute. I can't hear you. What are you saying? Okay, I think Ryan should be good. Okay, awesome. Flynn.
Can I demonstrate?
Sure. Yeah, awesome. Looks really good. Good job, Flynn. Okay, so how do I make this spin only 9 times? I'll ask someone a question and then maybe try to. Yep, Zane, do you want to explain? How do you make the spin only 9 times?
I want to tell you that I keep on have to press the triangle button to make my Edison move. Like see, it doesn't work on the first time. See, it doesn't work.
Okay. Did you set count to 0?
Yes.
You set count equals to 10. Like set count to 0, and then you put count equals to 10 here,
Yes.
and you increment it, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. Maybe make sure it's exactly the same, because it might be off. And make sure.
Okay.
Okay. Kaden, and we'll move on. Yep, Kaden, you there? Hello? Are you there? Okay, I'll get back to you, Kaden. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to find an alternative way of incrementing. So I'll show you the equivalent way of doing incrementing, and we also do some math operation as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to add here. We use a set again. We set. So this will be equivalent. So we set count. We set count to count plus 1. And then you can see you can do all these mathematical operations. So this is addition, subtraction, times, multiplication, and division. And you can do all these advanced stuff. You can check if count is equals to 10. You can check if count is less than 10. You can check if count is greater than 10 or if count is not equal to 10. And there's absolute value, which is more advanced, where you convert from negative to positive or something like that. So yeah, so they should do the exact same thing. They should do the exact same thing. So you start at 0, then you basically do from count from 0. So count plus 1 will be equals to 1. Then it runs again. So count equals to count plus 1, which is equals to 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 9, then 10. So these two are the exact same things. These two are the exact same things. So this will be very important. Please make sure you understand this. And then we'll pretty much do this in Python. So Edison Python. So so maybe now, make sure you set count to 0. And maybe we want to make it run only 5 times. So I'll put it as number 5 here. So so this is equivalent of doing this. The thing is, like in this program, it pretty much does all of this. This is like a more advanced way of doing this. So this is the exact same thing. So I'm just going to duplicate this as well here. Well, I'm just going to take this out. This is the exact. So these two programs do the exact same thing, except this is more. This is breaking things down more, where you have more control. But this will also give you a better understanding of how the repeat works. So I'm just going to program this and then let you all try to program this. And I'll leave some minutes at the end for questions. And then we'll wrap up this class and we'll go to Pi. So I'm going to program this. And it should select 5 times. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So can you all try to program this and demonstrate this? This would be very important. You can also add it by 2. You can add it by 10, or you can add it by whatever. But you may not run this or something like that. You can do 2.5 is you can do 2. Actually, if you do 10, you can add by 2. But the thing is, it may not reach 10 or something like that. So let's just do 5 and let's just do it by 1 to make it simpler. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. So these are variables. This will be very important because when we get to Pi, we'll be covering this a lot. Yep, Risha and Kira.
Yeah, I have a small question. Can you like instead of putting the spin on another repeat, can you like put it on the first repeat?
Again?
Can we like put, instead of putting a new repeat block, can you put the spin block on the first repeat?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, this is just to show how that they are identical. We don't actually need this. But yeah, I'll just add a comment. When I add comments, you say ignore.
Okay.
Yes. Same as above. Yep, awesome. Okay, thank you, Shah. Kieran? Yep, do you want to demonstrate?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see what you've done. So good job. Looks really good. Thank you so much, Kira. Splendid work. Okay, awesome. Now, Johnny. Do you want to demonstrate?
I don't want to demonstrate. I actually have two questions. One, usually, you go a little, can you slow down? Because usually you go a little too fast and
Yes.
I'm a little bit behind you. And number two, could you pause so that I can just have a look at your comments because I'm not much of a hand at spelling. And then there's even a third question, which is, could you just pause so I could do a poo?
We'll finish up the class in 1 minute. So if you're behind on this, you can rewatch your YouTube video and you're on pace. And you can
Okay, and then I can pause it. I don't really know how to do that though.
do what?
Yes.
It'll be on the YouTube video. You can follow along with the YouTube video after this class.
Yeah. You can just watch the video.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just
Awesome. Thank you very much, Tony. Okay, awesome. Any other questions or anyone who's going to demonstrate before we end the class? No? Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for the class. I hope you learned a lot this lesson. This is one of the more important lessons of the term. So please make sure you understand this. And after that point, once you understand this, you should be able to do the EdPy much more easier. So yeah, we'll be doing Python next week. We will not be doing blocks anymore. We'll be typing things out, which will be pretty exciting. Awesome. Yep, it is. We shall. It is an explanation.
Okay, so I have one more question before we end the class. What's our YouTube channel called?
It will be emailed to you. So the link will be emailed to you so you can rewatch the class.
Or what's the email called? Is there any name for the email?
They will be sent to you. You can ask your parents.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much for the class. Enjoy your week. And yeah, no.
All right. Thank you, Peter, for the class. I hope you learned something. This class is very important. Next week, we move to EdPy, which is Python, which is quite advanced. So make sure you understand this. All of these classes are recorded and on YouTube, and your parents should be able to know where to access it. Just ask your parents. If not, then ask your parents to contact Brilliant Kids. All right, I'm going to unmute everyone. Say goodbye to Peter, and we see you next week.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Have a good day.